Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. A 5-1 win to the Arsenal. Very comfortable. We heard their manager cussing us as a joke in the press this week.
How did that go?
Yeah.
How did that go? The Sunderland manager talking about want to play the bigger clubs.
Yeah.
Well, who are you going to be playing this week? You know what I mean? Chill out with that, man. You know what I mean? You should never, ever say things like that. You know what I mean? I know he was he apologise and, you know what I mean? Don't say foolishness like that, man. You know what I mean? So, Arsenal are a huge club.
Yeah,
behave yourself.
Let's talk about. I mean, Arteta over-rotated for me today, but he got it right. You have to give him his credit. Were you happy?
He what? Sorry.
Over-rotated. I think a lot of changes today. He got it right.
Over-rotated.
Yeah.
It's Sunderland we're playing. There's no disrespect to them. They're a League One side, right? They're a League One side. We're at home. How have we over-rotated? There's experienced players in there. There was Rob Holding, experienced player. Ben White was playing. El Neni. You know, you've got even guys like Eddie Nketiah. They're not like, you just plucked a kid out of the academy. He's been playing first team football, maybe not starting.
Yeah. Balogun.
Quite a long time. Balogun came in, but Balogun, is in and around it. There's a few inexperienced players that were in there today, but I don't think Nuno Tavares, who's been playing a lot of games this season. Cedric, I don't think we over-rotated at all. He got it spot on. When I saw the team, I was very happy with it. I didn't want to see none of it. I was surprised Smith Rowe was starting, to be honest, because I didn't want to see a lot of the big guys in there because we've got so many games coming up around the Christmas. You know what I mean? Norwich at the weekend, Wolves a couple of days later, and then a couple of days after that, City. So he got it spot on today with the team selection, and the team delivered.
Yeah, has he got some headaches on Mikel Arteta now? Nuno Tavares, you mentioned there, I think had a great game. The likes of Pepe and Eddie Nketiah having great games.
I don't think necessarily it's giving him any headaches, because to me, the best team was the team that we played at the weekend. You know what I mean? That team has played a few games now and has won them. And I would keep that as an unchanged team, bar any injuries. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's given him any headaches, but what it has done is certain players have presented themselves and said, I'm still about. You know what I mean? Pepe said, I'm still around. You know what I mean? Eddie Nketiah tonight with a hat-trick, and I thought it was a good hat-trick, especially I love the third goal. He was in the right place at the right time, Fox in the box, and he's again said to the manager, I'm around if need be. And we need the squad. We have not got a huge squad. We need all of the squad to be firing. Mohamed El Neni, again tonight, said, I'm about if you need me. You know what I mean? So I don't think none of them have kicked down the door to say, I should be starting, but they've reminded him that they're still about. Cedric, I'm still about, you know what I mean? So, and Leno as well.
As well, yeah. He started the move for the third goal, which I think everyone's raving about. Here's a question for you, Robbie. Eddie Nketiah, you spoke there, got man of the match today, got a hat-trick. Pepe got a hat-trick of assists. It's a question I've been asking a few people today. Who do you think will get more featured going forward, Eddie or Pepe, for Mikel Arteta?
It looks like Mikel Arteta really likes Eddie Nketiah. Eddie Nketiah, when he gets on the pitch, he gives 100% every single time. His 100% is not as good as Pepe, if Pepe gives 100%. Pepe is absolute quality, but I think it's hard work and commitment that always catches the eye of the manager, and I think he will get more time, and I think he's done himself a lot of favours tonight with that hat-trick. And the manager likes him, and that goes a long way when you're playing in football and the manager likes you, thinks he can depend on you, thinks that he can, if he says to you, right, I'm going to sorry, Eddie, tonight you're playing on the right-hand side, he will do it, you know what I mean? Whereas Pepe, whilst, I love watching him play, some of the stuff he did in the second half was brilliant, he can be unreliable. You can then see him in the next game, he don't turn up. But in the game after that, he turns up, and that's that reliability factor that lets him down. You know what I mean? That's the problem with Nicolas Pepe. That's been his problem throughout his Arsenal career. Consistency, doing it week in, week out. So I'd say the person more likely to start out of the two of them is probably going to be Eddie. Wow. At this moment in time. But I'm not saying that Eddie's a better player than Pepe. Pepe, you saw today, there's assists. That's what I like about Pepe. He's always got he can produce something out of nothing because he's got such abilities. He's such a quality player, but he needs to do it more, you know. And you know, but listen. Well, I was about to say at least he's about, but he's going to go to the African Cup of Nations, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
So, you know, so then that again tells you that Eddie will start more games because he'll be away. But yeah, no, it was good today, and you know, felt a little bit for Balogun. You know,
yeah, let's have a word on the two youngsters. Let's start with Balogun, and we're going to talk about Patinooo as well. Balogun, for me, I've been raving about him and saying he deserves to be playing, deserves to be involved in the first 11 at some point or on the bench. But today he really didn't hit the heights I expected. And Patinooo, contrast that, come on and done really well. Do you think it's early on for these players? Do you think Arteta can take them underneath his wing like he did with Martinelli and, you know, grow them into this side?
We've spoken about this many times. I've spoken about it with a lot of fans. Fans are like, why is Balogun not starting? Throw Balogun in now, get him play. And I've said to a lot of people, how do you know he's ready yet? Now, there's no question about his ability and the goals he scores. He's been doing it consistently in the under-23s again this season, right? But the step up from under-23 straight into the first team where you'll be playing and literally, even if you're playing a team like Norwich and that, you're up against every player on that pitch is an international. We don't know yet if he's ready. It's not that he won't be ready, he will be. He's quality. But we don't know if he's ready yet for that. So I still feel that I'd like to see maybe a Balogun go on loan in January to a team, probably a championship team, where he's going to play week in, week out against, you know, a level up now against men, a level up from the under-23s. Let him do his thing just like what Smith Rowe did. Then he comes back. And then rather than him being on the bench, you know, a few games, playing a load of under-23 games, which we already know he's on that level. He's one of the top players in the country, right? So now we need to get him playing more games. So I think this kid's going to be ready. He's going to be a top player. And I feel a bit sorry for players like him today because, like, you come in, he had 2 chances that really he should have buried. Yeah. And people will look on that and say, oh, you know what I mean? But his time will come. His time will come, man. You know what I mean? He's a young player. His time will come. And we don't need to rush him. But I do want him to go out there and play minutes. And then on Patinooo, a dream debut, man. He couldn't, you know, he was, you know, we were at the game. Everyone was chanting his name when he was on the, you know, oh, Charlie Patty, you know, it was fantastic. Then you come on and score a goal. I mean, it's a dream debut, but again, a guy we can't rush. Let's see how you know, we could be seeing the next 2 big stars at Arsenal. There's no huge rush to get a Balogun, you know, that he has to come in right now. Let him come in when he's ready. But I think that both him and Patinooo, these type of players, are the future of Arsenal. And big up to the guys at Hale End, man. They've been doing it year in, year out. I remember I spoke to a scout a couple of seasons ago and he told me, Robbie, watch out for what we've got coming from Hale End, and he was spot on, and it's a joy to see.